I'm Jeremy, founder and CEO of Circle, and Sean, my co-founder, is here with me, and Jihan Wu, founder and CEO of Bitmain. We have a couple of things we want to talk about, which if you've actually read your news feeds, have probably seen some of it already, but we're going to give you the full context on some of the things that we're working on. And maybe just to start, obviously, it's just such a cool milestone to see everyone here. We've been working at this, both Bitmain and Circle now, for about 5 years. And, from 5 years ago when there were like tiny little conferences that were getting started to the industry that we have here, the community that we have here, the passion that's not just in New York, but it's in really every major modern capital all around the world. And I know that half the attendees here from outside of the United States, and just underscores how global this all is and how important Europe and Asia are to this, despite how New York and Wall Street centric it might feel here. It really is a global community. So excited to be here and be part of that in this milestone.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we were talking about earlier today is we founded the company. We founded Circle 5 years ago, and many of you were with us then. But the growth of the community since then has been incredible. So it's really an honor to be just part of this ecosystem and see the growth that we've all put together over the last 5 years. Also, kind of a good time for us to reflect a little bit on the vision that we had at that time. Still very much the same. It's a big vision around reimagining global finance, and I think we feel like we've been very stubborn and sort of insistent on that vision, although we try to be very flexible about how we achieve and execute on that vision. I think 5 years ago we couldn't say that sitting here today we would have 4 products. We have Circle Trade, Circle Invest, Circle Pay, and Poloniex. But we could imagine loosely the things that we're accomplishing together right now, and in some ways it feels like we're even just beginning this long adventure. And I think one of the things that we wanted to talk about today is a key part of that original vision, which was related to the notion that fiat money could be tokenized and fiat value could operate on open global standards, similar to how content operates on the global open internet standards. And that's a really powerful concept. And I know Jeremy used
I mean, when we started working on Circle 5 years ago, we tried to build a model where you could essentially hybridize the existing banking system with public blockchains. And we were originally looking at how to use the Bitcoin network to do that. And there were a lot of ideas 5 years ago for things like how to build layers of other assets on top of public chains. There were ideas for how to enable the chains to be scriptable and more programmable, and we thought those things need to happen, and if they do, we could actually reconstruct and rebuild a lot of the global economic system on top of this public kind of infrastructure. And this idea of fiat, fiat crypto kind of coming together has been talked about a lot. And in today's world, it enables some significant things. If we can take dollars or euros or yen or other currencies and actually turn them into cryptographic tokens, we can have nearly instant settlement of payments at very low cost with very high degrees of security, with nearly perfect auditability, and really significantly improve and modernize how money moves around in the same way that information and content does and communications does today. In particular, now that we have things like smart contracts, we can design financial contracts that are denominated in fiat, and actually collateralize those with fiat and actually execute those and provide yields from those and other things with fiat. And we really need tokenized fiat to make those kinds of things possible. And then obviously today there's just a huge amount of activity that's really just in the investment and trading side of this. And one of the biggest challenges and burdens in this ecosystem is the on and off ramps, how to get fiat into the crypto ecosystem, how to move that around easily. The old fiat system is quite slow and cumbersome and challenging, and so we want to really help to improve that.
Yeah, Bitmain started almost the same year, the same time as the Circle started their business. Bitmain focused on providing mining rigs to the crypto community, and Circle is working on the software layer that providing in the beginning providing money transmission services to the community. Later, we found out that we share almost very aligned vision for the future. that the crypto and the blockchain technology just should provide bottlenecks, payment network and financial markets on the internet, and to improve the efficiency and lowering the cost in all the financial transactions around the world. Bitmain is doing business to more than 100 countries around the world, and we found out that the traditional payment network is very easy to get an error and very high cost. But because when we're selling the money rigs, we get payment from cryptos, we get payments from Swift, and we get payment from other more traditional payment services. We found out that the crypto is the most effective way to do the payment, and we just know that we can ship out our goods right after we get the payment. It's much more convenient to do business in global wide.
So Sean, sorry.
But the Bitcoin and other cryptos, when we accept those payments, sometimes we need to kind of a conversion between them and between the crypto and fiat currencies. But if we can have kind of more stable tokens, then business will not be required to do such kind of conversion. I believe it will further help to grow the crypto economy.
Sean, do you want to talk a little bit about what we're announcing with USD
Yeah,
coin?
sure. I mean, I think that's a good segue into one of the things that we're going to talk about today, which is the fact that Circle will be releasing a US dollar coin, a fiat asset-backed stable coin. So as Jihan was explaining, we feel like this is helpful to many exchanges, to the ecosystem globally. Certainly it will be a way that we can connect US dollars to Poloniex, our own exchange, but it should work with multiple exchanges. There'll be a lot more information about how this is going to be released. But I think it's also important that Circle not just do this alone. This is particularly effective if it can be done as part of a larger ecosystem. So at the same time, we want to ensure that there's a separate entity, a network of members that can enforce things like full solvency requirements, transparent auditing procedures, and governance over all the network members, including Circle, who will be a part of this. And that network center is also releasing an open source framework for regulated financial institutions and tech companies to print multiple kinds of stable coins that are backed by fiat, so that we can see more than US dollar coins in the future. Circle will provide US dollar coins, but the overall framework will make it possible for many other stable coins to be minted.
So we've put some information up on our site today. Thank you. We've put a bunch of information up on our site today. There's an FAQ about US dollar coin and how that will work. There'll be a web application launching where you'll be able to connect bank accounts and access and use these US dollar coins. And we're really making this the foundational infrastructure for all of our products. So Circle Pay, which is a free payment service, will just be using fiat stablecoins in multiple currencies. And that will be interoperable with any other ERC20 compatible digital wallets that want to be able to send and receive fiat. Our investment products for consumers will use this for storing dollar balances. If you trade with Circle Trade, which is our OTC desk, and you want to settle fiat transactions for trades with us, you'll be able to do that directly with fiat tokens. And then, of course, our exchange Poloniex, this will be the way that you can trade fiat against all of the different crypto asset markets that are on our exchange. And so it's going to be rolling out this summer and across all of our products over the course of the year. And then as Sean mentioned, we can't really do this alone. And so Center is this organization that takes a lot of the IP, this open source framework for fiat stablecoins, builds that technology and is making that available for everyone to use. And then it's a membership framework for crypto exchanges, consumer fintech companies, and banks who want to be able to use this kind of framework. And just to contextualize a little bit of the partnership with Bitmain, Circle has always thought of this market as an inherently global market. We're interested in transforming the global economic system with crypto, and not just the US system, but really a global system, and we want it all to work that way. And we focused a lot of energy as a company on partnerships globally. We have European headquarters, we have big operations in the US, Many of our biggest investors are from China and Asia, including venture capital, commercial banks, investment banks, technology companies, and the like. So it's pretty core. But when we think about fiat stablecoins in particular, really the Asian market is the center of the universe when it comes to crypto. It's not here in New York. It's not the institutional Wall Street houses that are actually driving this market. It's traders in Asia, in Greater China, in Japan, in Korea, and the rest of Asia that are really driving this market. So it's really critical that infrastructure like this be globalized from day one, and having an open membership scheme with Center makes that possible. There is a white paper up on Center.io, which you can check out, which gives some more details. And then kind of back to the partnership here, as Jihan mentioned, like we really share the same vision. We think we can rebuild the entire global economic system on top of these open networks. We think we can improve opportunities for every business, every consumer in the world. This isn't just about people making money and trading. This is about actually improving lives, actually making it possible for people to form capital in new ways and build new kinds of businesses. So that's what this ultimately makes possible. Jihan shares that vision with us. So Jihan and his company Bitmain just led $110 million strategic financing investment into Circle, which we're very happy with. Thank you, Jihan. And so not only are they a strategic partner for Circle and what we're trying to do, they're also joining the Center framework. And maybe, Jihan, you could talk a little bit about what your plans are with fiat stablecoins and Center.
Yeah, when I look at the Center, I need to mention that it's kind of an open platform. Basically, it's that everyone, or not everyone, I mean that lots of entities will be able to issue stable tokens based on the Center platform. That means this is kind of a competition in this platform, and it's a very old idea put up by Hayek that the fiat currency should be kind of a competition, bring the most stable tokens to the market. It should not be monopolized, but it should have a kind of a platform that the stable token or the currency issuers compete with each other. And throughout such kind of competition, the most stable, most reliable, most trustworthy currencies will emerge. I think that Center brings this idea into this design. So we will be able to say that tens of stable tokens be running on this platform and have competition with each other. And I do believe that in the world there will be need more than one stable tokens, because there are different economies, different nations that will use their own fiat currencies, and there might be some virtual economy that large enough emerges on the internet, and they will use their own stable tokens. Basically, that's kind of a fiat currencies created by a virtual community on the internet. So we will see more freedom on this Center platform.
Yeah. Thanks. So it's a exciting set of initiatives, and really tremendous to be working with Jihan and team. There are a lot of other folks in the ecosystem that we're excited to be working with on this as well, and we'll be able to talk more about that as we get closer to actually making the service, the initial USD coin service, available to the marketplace this summer. I think we're kind of coming to a wrap up, but obviously feel free to dig in and learn more. We just relaunched Circle.com this week, and so there's I think a fuller view into the full range of everything that we're up to there across exchanges, investment products, trading platforms, and payment platforms. And then, as noted, there's the Center white paper and the USD coin FAQ that's off of a blog post that we put up today. I think we've got a cocktail party that we're...
Yeah, for those who are here in person, look forward to continuing the conversation and talking about the stablecoin project that we mentioned, as well as a partnership with Bitmain, and hope to talk to you there.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.